So you missed the vision board party or you just didn't get around to making one. Well, let me tell you, it's not too late. In this video, I'm going to share a 4-step approach to build a powerful vision board that is effective in bringing your vision to life and making your dream life a reality. So whether you met some of your goals last year or you just feel like you want to go further, or maybe you're feeling a little bit disappointed, like I really feel like I fell short in some areas last year and I don't want that to happen again this year. Well, first of all, I just want to tell you that this is a safe space. You're seen here, you're heard here, and we're going to tap into a really powerful system so that this year can be different and you can see that vision that you have for your life come to reality. I'm really excited to share some tips that have not only helped me meet all of my big goals, but that have helped me to be living a life where I feel really aligned and thriving, not only in business, but in all areas of my life. And I want you to know that that's possible for you too. So we are going to get to work today. We're going to take some action. If you are with me, let's get into it. My name's Christine, and I'm an entrepreneur and business advisor that's advised over 100 businesses. I graduated from a top business school and then started a company that's led me to win awards, have speaking opportunities all around the country. And on this channel, I help entrepreneurial women build their businesses, build wealth, and flourish. So last year, I hit some key goals that I never could have even imagined for my life. I had opportunities to speak at conferences in different parts of the country. I exceeded both my savings and investment goals for the year. I had this huge business partnership opportunity come my way, seemingly out of nowhere and fall in my lap. I also got the opportunity to join the investment committee of a fund that invests in creative entrepreneurs in my city. And I really believe that what enabled me to see these aspects of my dream life to become a reality is because of the vision board system that we're going to talk about today. Now, in order for this vision board process to work, we have to have the right foundation. And that's what we talked about in the last video. So if you haven't gone through the dream life exercise, I want you to go back and watch that video because you're going to need your notes from that video for us to go through what we're going through today. So I want you to grab your notepad where you journaled about your dream life, your vision for your life, your vision that you have for your business, how your business is going to impact you and impact the people that are connected to your business. So get those notes ready because we're going to need them today. We are getting to work. So what I think has really enabled me to meet and exceed some of my goals is this vision board process that we're talking about today. So starting with having some high level goal setting, right? Like what are those things that you want to see come to fruition in your life, right? And having that clear vision that we got into in the last video, that clear vision that's aligned with you, that matches up with who you authentically are and who you're becoming, right? So that's the foundation that we need first. You have to have that high level vision for the year, what you want to see in the year, but also breaking it down into these manageable chunks that you can work through from quarter to quarter. So that's really what I think has enabled me to see this, my dream life become a reality. So we'll get more into systems and habits later, but the system that I've been using is having the vision board. And what I'm going to be adding to it this year is a vision bingo card. All right, I'm excited to have, so I'll have the vision board for the year and then having a vision bingo card for each quarter. So let's get into step one. So you have your notes from your dream life visualization and what was going on and what were you doing and what you saw and just how you were living and how you felt in that life, right? And so I want you to look at your notes and I want you to divide different parts of your vision into different areas, right? So a lot of times we have this vision board that has all of these different things on it. But what I have found to be more effective that I started doing that I think really helped me in these recent years to see so many more of my goals, actually me achieving them, is kind of having them divided by sections. So I have personal, and then I have health, and then home. And then this year, I'm adding business as well. So, what are those areas for you? It could be personal, health, it could be career, It could be family, it could be relationships. What are when you look across your vision and you see different themes, right? So try to kind of categorize from those different things that you journaled about that you see in your vision. What are going to be those areas for you? And you can start with these three if that's easiest for you. You know, personal, home, and health. I want you to look at your notes and see what those key areas. You can do three or four. You don't want to go too much over that because you don't want to get too overwhelmed. But I really think it's powerful to take this step of just kind of categorizing and having vision boards for different areas of your life instead of kind of having it all jumbled. Because then when you look at a vision board that just has all these different things, I feel it's not as motivating towards taking action because you're just kind of overwhelmed sometimes. But when you have that one area and you can check in and in those different areas and say, okay, where am I at with my health? Where am I at with personal? And see those and that kind of cohesion in each different area, I think it really helps and is a lot more effective. So I want you to take that time to create your own categories now. So we did step one. We categorize, we created our 3 to 4 category areas for our vision board. Step two, this one, all right, we're getting a little bit personal, right? We have to take a look at our internal dialogue because there may be some limits, things that we say to ourselves, that internal thought life, right? We have to examine that a little bit because if there are things that we're saying to ourselves that are actually holding us back from taking the steps that we need to take to make this vision a reality, if we truly do not believe that something in our vision is possible for us, then we may not do what it takes to get there. Take those steps that are again going to get us to make that dream life a reality. And we have to overcome those limits that we may have in our mind, and we have to change our thought life, right? We have to just change it around with to align with that person that we authentically are and becoming who we are purposed and called to be. So we're examining our thought life and then we are creating affirmations that help us to change our thought life to match up with and be aligned with that person in our vision. So I want you to take this step of creating an affirmation for all or most of the things that you see on your vision board. So in your business section, you could have, I have a business that is profitable and that creates impact on my community, creates jobs for people, and is just wildly successful. That could be your affirmation that you write for your business section, right? So if you have this belief that like, oh, I don't know if I can really do it. I don't know if I can create a really successful business. Well, we're conquering that limiting belief by having an affirmation that says, in our dream life, we have this wildly successful, profitable business that is employing people, that is just providing this solution that is helping customers that need it, right? So that's one example. For personal, if you really want to build community this year and make some new friends, you could write, I have healthy, loving friendships. If you want to write a book this year, you could say, I am a published best-selling author. That could be your affirmation for that part of your vision for you as an author. So those are just some examples. So none of this is going to come to life if we just have this thought life where we're talking ourselves out of it and not really believing just how worthy and capable we are of making this dream life ours and making it our day-to-day reality. So that's why we're taking this step. It's really important. So I want you to take that time when you look at your vision and everything you wrote about in your dream life. I want you to write an affirmation for each thing, right, that you see in your dream life, that lines up with it, because we're going to want to see that on a daily basis and say that to themselves and just declare that over ourselves. I am a best-selling author. I run a profitable business that is making a huge impact on society and just delighting my customers. Whatever those affirmations are for you that you're going to be repeating to yourself and be believing about yourself throughout this year as we make our dream lives our reality. All right, step one, We divided up our vision into our different categories. Step two, we examined our thought life and created these affirmations that help us really believe and take those steps aligned with our dream life and who we are in our ideal life. Step three is the one that most people don't tell you, but that I think is extremely important to actually seeing your dream life come to reality. And that is doing check ins and quarterly check ins, right? So every quarter, you're going to look at your vision board and you're going to do a check in and see where you're at with each of those things. Now, if you created it on your iPad, I encourage everyone to, even if you create it using Canva on your iPad or on your computer, I also want to encourage you to print it out because we want to see it and look at it visually every single day. But you can do these check-ins either on your device, or if you're doing it on your printed version, then you can use Post-it notes for your check-ins. And here's an example of how I do check-ins, right? So on my vision board, I had me like sitting curled up with a really nice book, just comfortable, and that in my dream life, I read more and I scroll less. And we live in this world where it's really hard to do that, right? So I did a check-in, right? And I had to get honest with myself and say, you know what? I've been reading fewer books this year so far actually than last year. I'm not on target to meet this goal. And I did this check-in earlier in the year, so I was able to see and get honest with where I was really at. And that's why these check-ins are so important. So you can use a green, yellow, red system where you're looking at the things on your vision board that you put in your affirmations, right, of who you are and seeing whether you're there yet. And you can do a red if it's like, no, I'm not there yet. Yellow is like, it's in process. I've taken some steps. This is where I'm at, and this is what I need to get there. So, with this one, I said I need to develop SMART goals for my social media use and for my book reading so that I can actually live a life where I'm reading more and scrolling less, right? So, this is the step that I think a lot of people leave out, but that I think is so crucial. So I want you to right now commit and put on your calendar for the rest of the year when you're going to do your quarterly check-ins on your vision board, and you can use a red, yellow, green system if that works for you. If you have some other kind of rating system, maybe a 1 to 5 or something that works for you, whatever resonates with you, and do these check-ins, right? Because this is what's going to be the difference. Because here we're getting accountable. We're getting accountable to ourselves and saying, you know what? Actually, I'm falling short. I just showed you an example of where I actually really was falling short on one of the things that I had envisioned for my life. But when we get honest with ourselves and we get accountable to ourselves and to another, I encourage everyone to get an accountability buddy to talk about your vision board and your goals with. So when you're doing those accountability check-ins and getting really honest with yourself and your accountability partner of where you're really at, that's when we really start seeing us take the steps to make the change and to really implement the steps that are needed to really see our dream life happen for us. So do not skip this step. It is so crucial. Schedule those quarterly check-ins on your vision board now. Put it on your calendar now. Hey, at the end of this quarter, this is when I'm going to do a check-in on my vision board to see where I'm at. This is a huge part of the process that we need to work into our system now. So you can think about, and this, you're going to use this now as a test to see, okay, when I put this, what I'm putting on my vision board, is this a goal that I've set that I can actually check in and say, yes, like I'm making progress with this. I've done it. Yes, I can check it off. No, I haven't, or not. So don't forget to do check-ins. I think a lot of people don't commit to this, but I want us to commit to this to really, really, really see our dream lives materialize. Now, the last part 4 of the system, after we put our visions into the different categories, and we took a look at our internal dialogue and set those affirmations, and then we committed to our quarterly check-ins on our vision board to see where we're really at with making our vision a reality. This is my favorite step, and it is, I want you to dream bigger. Think bigger. So if you're thinking about putting something on your vision board and you realize that it's in your comfort zone. If you don't feel a little bit uncomfortable with something that you're putting on your vision board, I am a best-selling author. Putting your feature in Entrepreneur Magazine, right? Whatever it is for you, like getting a syndicated podcast or speaking internationally, getting paid X amount for a speaking engagement, or your business making a certain number of revenue. If it doesn't scare you just a little bit, if it doesn't make you a bit uncomfortable, then you are not dreaming big enough. And I want you to dream bigger. I want you to think bigger, right? Because if we just set these goals that are only keeping us in our comfort zone, then we're going to stay complacent and we're not going to take the steps to get there. It's kind of a delicate balance, right? So we don't want to like set goals that are just completely unattainable, but this is not goal setting yet. We're doing visioning, right? So I want you to think bigger and I want you to dream bigger, because we never know what's on the other side of that comfort zone that we may be staying stuck in right now. So if you're putting something on your vision board and it doesn't make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit scared, then I don't want you to put it there. I want you to think bigger, pray bigger, and believe bigger for yourself and for your life, because you're worth it. So, whatever vision you have, just try increasing it a little bit, because we are going big this year. So, put these tips to work, and I will see you in the next video.